Kael shadow Veyra. The gallery was dim, smelling of ozone and regret. They always smelled of regret, these places where people came to relive what they'd lost. I, Kael Veyra, though most called me Shadow, a name I'd earned and, truthfully, grown to prefer, adjusted the focus on my neural interface. Old man Hemlock wanted a memory painted, a seaside holiday from 60 years ago. He hadn't specified which seaside holiday. They rarely do. It's always the idealized version they crave, not the sunburns and squabbling children. As I delved into his implant, searching for the right fragment, I stumbled upon something wrong. A flicker, a distortion. A memory not of sun and sand, but of cold steel and a shadowed face. A face that felt familiar. The client hadn't authorized this, hadn't even remembered it, yet it clung to his neural pathways like a barnacle. I tried to dismiss it, to focus on the requested beach scene. But the shadowed face wouldn't leave me. It haunted the edges of the holographic canvas, bleeding into the pastel hues of the sea and sky. Hemlock grew agitated, sensing the dissonance. Something's off, Veyra. It's not right. He was right, of course. I started digging deeper, layering the authorized memory over the unauthorized one, trying to understand the connection. The shadowed face was a soldier, a mercenary, operating in the outer colonies during the unification wars. And the memory, it was of a betrayal. A deal gone sour, a life taken. The deeper I went, the more I realized this wasn't just a forgotten fragment of Hemlock's past. It was a suppressed trauma, deliberately buried. Someone wanted this memory hidden, and they'd gone to great lengths to ensure it stayed that way. This wasn't just art anymore, it was a conspiracy. I had to know the truth. Ignoring Hemlock's increasingly frantic protests, I isolated the suppressed memory, amplifying it, expanding it into a full holographic panorama. The scene unfolded before me, a cramped transport ship, the harsh glare of alien suns, and a man, the shadowed mercenary, handing over a data core to a figure cloaked in darkness. The data core, it contained schematics for a neurodisruptor, a weapon capable of wiping memories. Suddenly, the connection hit me. The mercenary wasn't just involved in suppressing memories, he was a pioneer in the field. He'd created the technology used to bury Hemlock's trauma. And then I saw it, a subtle facial tic, a distinctive scar above the left eye. The shadowed mercenary, it was my father. A man I believed had died a hero during the unification wars. The truth fractured my reality. My entire life had been a carefully constructed lie. Hemlock, sensing the emotional turmoil radiating from me, demanded I stop. But I couldn't. I continued to dissect the memory, searching for answers, for any clue as to why my father had chosen this path. I discovered a network of shell corporations, coded messages, and clandestine meetings. My father hadn't been a hero, he'd been a ghost, operating in the shadows, erasing the past for the highest bidder. And someone was still protecting his legacy. I started receiving encrypted warnings, subtle threats, delivered through the gallery's network. They knew I was digging too deep. I tried to alert the authorities, but my access was blocked, my communications intercepted. I was alone, hunted, and increasingly convinced that my father's work hadn't ended with his supposed death. Someone was continuing his legacy, and they wouldn't hesitate to silence anyone who threatened it. The idyllic beach scene, the original request, felt like a cruel mockery now. They came for me in the dead of night. Not soldiers, not police, but technicians, specialists in neural manipulation. They didn't want to kill me, they wanted to erase my memories, to wipe away the truth I'd uncovered. I fought, of course, using the gallery's security systems, the holographic projectors as makeshift weapons. But they were too skilled, too prepared. As they restrained me, I managed to send one last encrypted message, a single data packet containing everything I'd discovered, to a journalist I'd briefly met. It was a long shot, but it was all I had left. The last thing I saw before the darkness descended was the technician adjusting the neural interface, a cold, clinical smile on his face. The irony wasn't lost on me. I, Kael Veyra, the memory painter, was about to have my own memories painted over, erased from existence. The shadows had finally claimed me, just as they had claimed my father.